Imagine waking up tomorrow in a world completely stripped of technology. No smartphone, no internet, no electricity, not even a simple metal knife. You are just a biological entity standing naked in the wild. For 99% of human history, this wasn't some post-apocalyptic survival game. It was just Tuesday. Yet somehow, against all physical odds, we went from shivering in dark, terrifying caves to launching rockets to Mars, mapping our own DNA, and building artificial intelligence. How did we actually get here? It wasn't a slow, steady climb. Human history is defined by explosive, game-changing breakthroughs that completely redefined what it means to be alive. Today we are taking a high-speed journey through time to look at the absolute most critical discoveries that built our modern world, and how each single leap sparked the next. By the end of this video, you will see the ordinary objects around you in a completely different light. Our story begins hundreds of thousands of years ago in the dirt. Long before we could even think about building skyscrapers, we had to solve a much simpler problem: staying alive past dark. The first massive breakthrough wasn't an invention, but a mastery. It was the moment we learned to control fire. Fire changed our entire evolutionary trajectory. It kept deadly predators at bay, provided warmth during brutal winters, and most importantly, it allowed us to cook. Cooked food meant our ancestors could absorb more calories with far less energy spent on digestion. This sudden surplus of energy literally fueled the rapid growth of the human brain. Alongside fire came the creation of sharp stone tools. For the very first time, humans stopped just adapting to their environment and started altering it. We ceased to be just another animal on the food chain. We became the creators of our own destiny. For millennia, humans wandered. If the food moved, we moved. But around 12,000 years ago, everything changed when someone noticed something incredible. If you drop a seed into the ground, food grows right where you stand. The agricultural revolution changed the face of the planet. We stopped running and started settling down. Agriculture created a food surplus, which meant for the first time in history, not everyone had to spend every waking hour searching for food. People could finally become thinkers, specialized builders, and full-time inventors. And then came the invention that literally set humanity into motion: the wheel. Appearing around 5,000 years ago, the wheel wasn't just used for transport. It revolutionized pottery, mechanization, and irrigation. More importantly, it connected distant civilizations, allowing goods, ideas, and cultures to collide and multiply, accelerating human progress exponentially. As human civilizations expanded, we became incredibly good at discovering things, but we remained terrible at preserving them. If a great library burned down, centuries of medical, mathematical, and philosophical knowledge vanished in an instant. For a long time, human progress was fragile. That was until the mid-15th century, when Johannes Gutenberg introduced the movable type printing press. Before this, books were meticulously handwritten by scribes, taking months or even years to produce a single copy. Gutenberg changed the world by making books cheap, accessible, and fast to produce. Information went viral for the very first time. The printing press directly fueled the Renaissance, sparked the scientific revolution, and democratized knowledge, proving that the shared human mind is the most powerful force on Earth. For the vast majority of history, human progress was strictly limited by muscle power, either our own or that of animals. But the 18th century shattered that limitation entirely with the arrival of the Industrial Revolution. The ultimate catalyst was the steam engine. By harnessing the raw energy of coal and water, we created machines that could do the mechanical work of hundreds of horses without ever getting tired. Factories boomed, massive railways spanned across continents, and the physical world suddenly shrank. But the true cosmic shift happened when we mastered an invisible, terrifying force of nature: electricity. In the late 19th century, visionary innovators didn't just light up the dark night, they laid the foundation for the modern grid. Electricity turned factories into 24-hour powerhouses, enabled instant global communication, and made virtually every single modern convenience you enjoy today possible. This brings us to the mid-20th century, where the definition of a tool changed forever. We stopped just manipulating physical matter and started manipulating pure information. The invention of the transistor in 1947 is arguably the most important event of the modern era. By allowing us to control electrical signals on a microscopic scale, it led directly to the birth of the computer. Then, we did something even crazier. We connected those computers together. The internet turned the world into a single, interconnected global brain. Suddenly, the entirety of human knowledge became accessible to anyone, anywhere, in mere milliseconds. Today, we are standing right on the edge of the next giant leap, artificial intelligence. We are no longer just creating tools to help us work. We are building tools that can help us think. Every single breakthrough, from a cracked flintstone to a silicon microchip, happened because someone looked at the world around them and asked a simple question: what if? We are currently living in the distant future that our ancestors could only dream of. But here is a fascinating thought. One of the most critical turning points in human history actually happened completely by accident, and it saved hundreds of millions of lives. If you want to find out how a messy laboratory and a forgotten petri dish completely changed modern medicine, click on this video right here where we break down the wild history of accidental discoveries. See you there.